Hey guys, welcome back. So the last tutorial session we spoke about how to iterate over an array in the blade or when you're in blade. So today we want to briefly talk about conditions. So maybe you want to perform a certain action if a condition is fulfilled, and you want to do it in blade. So we're going to do a small alteration or a small change. By the way, I made some small changes on the UI. It's just bootstrap classes which are added. You can get this code from on GitHub. The link is on the description section. So we want to add maybe how the student scored in a particular exam. So we're going to add another index called score, and score is going to have a value. It's going to have a value. Let's say it's on 50. Let's take for example, so we'll say this is 34, let's say 2, let's say 50, let's say 10, 24, and 37. Okay, so these are the student scores. So basically what we want to do is we want to say if if the score is the minimum score for you to validate the course is, let's say 35. No, 35 might be much. Let's say 30, and then it should display passed, or you passed this exam. And if it's false, if it's less than 35, it should say you failed this exam. So as we've added this, we need to perform the logic here. So we need to perform the logic in here. So I want to wrap all of this inside a p tag. That's the one that shows the section inside a p tag. It's just for consistency, to help the eyes. So we see that we just have a normal display here. We want to put another p tag. So we can use the at the if blade directive. I've been using Arobas. Sorry, I come from a bilingual English and French background, and Arobas is usually used here as a French term for at. So if you hear me using at or Arobas, just know it's the same thing, at and Arobas. So I'm trying to ensure that I don't get you confused. So we can use the at if, right? We'll say if the student, remember we are still inside this loop, so student is still valid. So if the student's score, right, is let's say greater than or equal to 30, right, else, and if. So this will be maybe we'll put a p, let's say not span. Congratulations, you scored student score, which is a pass mark, right? And if the student fails, we want to say, oops, sorry, you scored that, which is a fail mark, right? So we want to display, congratulations, you scored this, which is a pass mark, and oops, sorry, you scored this, which is a failed mark. So if we refresh our browser, we should be able to see, congratulations, you scored this. Oh, we have a problem. We didn't remove our a tag, so our a tag is still inside here, so we have to close our a tag. Sorry about that, guys. So we say, hey, congratulations, you scored this, which is a pass mark. Oops. So depending on the situation, so we might want to add now some little bit of styling, class, text, primary, or success. This is just bootstrap classes, text, danger. So if we refresh this, so we have different text colors based on what the user scored. So the user scored 34, it's a congratulations. Here the user scored a 2, it's a failed mark. Maybe you want to say, okay, who is this user? You click on it and you see the user details and all of that. So I think as of now, you see how to use the if else condition. You can also have if, why not else if. So for example, if the score is greater than 30, maybe you want to have two kind of field, and you say else if student at index score is less than or is greater than let's say equal to 20. This might have sorry, it's called this, you failed mark, maybe let's say possible to retake. So in this case now we're thinking there's a possibility of you retaking the course because you have more than 20 but then less than 30. But if you have, let's say, less than 10, we'll say maybe we are so cruel that we expelled you. You're expelled from the course, right? So this is like say warning. Save this. Hopefully we have no mistakes here. Yep. Okay. We have nobody. Okay, we have this student on. This student has 24, so the student has the possibility of taking the course. This person has 10, yeah, less than 10. So okay, so it was supposed to be less than 20, yeah, less than 20. So this person is being expelled. So this person has been expelled from the school because they have a very low mark. Maybe this was a student that was not participating in class and all that. So this tutorial session, I hope you learned how to pass conditions, how to use conditional statements, if arabas if arabas else if, maybe arabas else, and the end if blade directives. You can get more about this blade directives by coming to you can come to the blade templating engine documentation on Laravel. Let's just quickly look at a couple of them. We've looked at displaying data. Yeah. This is when you want to bind with JavaScript. That's not okay. This is the if. Remember, we talked about if, else, and then end if. This one we want to check on maybe if the user is authenticated. So you want to check unless the user is authenticated before you show this. There's also is set. If a variable is set, then you can perform an action. If the variable is empty, you can perform an action. You can use authentication. So this if the user is authenticated, then you render something. If the user is not authenticated, that's if the user is a guest, you render something. If the authenticated type of the user is admin, if the guest type is admin, so you can look at if it has section, environment. So if you are in the production environment, then you should do this. This is in the case where you have, because on Laravel you have both production environment and development environment. Maybe you're on development environment, you want to write it on your website. This maybe we are currently doing some maintenance work on the application, so you might expect bugs. But if it's on production, you might say, okay, this is in production mode, so no bugs are supposed to be expected. So there are quite a lot of them. There's also switch, the usual switch in normal PHP, normal programming. There's the for loop. There's for loop. There's for each. There's for else. There's while loop, and quite a couple of them. You can always come to this. I'll put the link of this documentation on the description section of the video. If you love this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to follow up on the updates on the new videos that will be released subsequently. Thank you.